Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Games Workshop and Forge World. Firstly, a huge thank you to all of the channel members, everyone else that supports the channel via Patreon, and everyone that buys their products from Element Games using the affiliate link below and the crystal code. Your support funds the channel. Also say a warm welcome to all of you new subscribers and viewers to the channel. Without further ado then, let's hop on over to the Warhammer community website right here, where we've had a fair amount of news over the past week or so. If we just go back in time to the 20th of May, round about here. Last weekend's pre-orders, there was this Kill Team Ashes of Faith box game. No scenery or no boards to play these miniatures on, but definitely a very decent bundle if you didn't pick up any of the Chaos Space Marine kind of cultists and torments and things like that. And if you were looking to get some more Sisters of Silence, this is a great value way of picking up these brand new inquisitorial agents, which I'm sure there's more 40k rules for them. Furthermore, you could pre-order some made-to-order miniatures, including this very nice Primaris company champion, as well as some older minis which won't be supported in the future. Games Workshop have announced that they won't be supporting them rules-wise. They won't be updating their rules and things. That's it now. So, if you've got your rules, you can use them at home or at some of your clubs, but not in tournaments. Then we had the Warhammer Horus Heresy campaigns Siege of Chthoniya. I ummed and ahed about picking this up, and eventually I decided not to, because it's only got a couple of new units in there, and I didn't think it was worth the £35, considering you could only get it from Games Workshop as well. I thought that was, the two main reasons why I avoided that, and most probably will avoid the future ones. And maybe they'll go down the route of 10th edition, where they'll just release these rules for free digitally. But we did have the Vindicator Siege Tank, and annoyingly it doesn't show the other variant on this news article, but you can build one of two, either the one with the Demolisher Cannon or the Magna Laser Destroyer, whichever you prefer. Also had the Lord Castellan of Vandegarius. It's £40, which is, I think, astronomical for a single Space Marine now. Yes, he's got a lot of detail and he's a pretty key character in Chthoniya, but I was looking at him to be around about 32, maybe 34 at most, but £40 is a fair chunk. Then we have Varen Ashuradan, Master of the True Sons. I think he's about 30 odd. And then the Infernus Abomination falls in line with the other assassins. I actually thought this mini would be more, but he's at £27.50. The Despoiler Squad upgrade set in resin. Yeah, I've talked at length how I think this should have been in plastic and there should have been more sprues and things. Yeah, that's just the only way you can get your Despoilers now, unless you go other means. You've got the Contemptor Dreadnought torsos in resin. Pretty expensive, and it's just the torsos, so your Legion-specific Dreadnought won't have specific legs or arms or hips, which does suck. And it does make a big difference. Also, it works out to be more expensive, these ones, compared to the full resin kits that Forge World used to have. I'm not sure why they can't all coexist together. But that was it for the pre-orders last Saturday. The very next day, we had a massive announcement of... They're just throwing all of the Seraphon release in one. I don't like the way they're doing this. I think it's better to stagger a release rather than just throw everything out there. There's no way, usually, collectors can just pony up all of these miniatures and books and things straight away in one release. I would have liked to have seen this staggered over 3 weeks, maybe over 4, but yeah, they've done that. They've just released all of the new release, and it's a shame because it will affect sales, releasing everything in one. Because I believe that people will just look at this and go, oh well, it's all out now. There's not really any rush for me to go out and get it, and it's going to be around for a while, and there's no fear of missing out or anything like that. It's just there, and you can pick it all up. I am surprised that the Slan Starmaster and the Raptidon Hunters and things, basically the minis from the army set, have been released so quickly after release. They were released on the 30th of April, so it's pretty much a month, and only a month since they've been released in that army set. Yeah, so maybe you could view that as the norm. If an army set for an army that you particularly want has been released, you're only going to have to wait about 4 weeks to get all of the miniatures separately. But this is the cover art for the new Battle Tome. I actually prefer this massively to the one that was in the army set. I think the army set just had scales on it. It looked nice, but I do prefer this cover art. I think it's great. Anyway, you've got the Slan Starmaster. You've got a Skink Starseer. Not a fan of this. Maybe it's because it's too much blue and too much grey that they've used. The Saurus Scar Veteran on Agrodon. Yep, I like that one. I love the pose. It looks great. The Saurus Astrolith Bearer. That looks good. The Agrodon Lancers. I like them, but you're only getting 3. And same with the Croxigors. Although the Croxigors are huge, I haven't quite decided what weapons I'll go for, but I do like this Croxigor wielding this big sphere spike ball thing. Raptidon Hunters, and you can also make the Chargers. And see, this is what the Vindicator needed last week. It needed optional assembly and then a picture of the Magna Laser Destroyer. Saurus Warriors, you can also have them wielding the Celestite Spears. I think for mine I've gone for Spears and Shields, and the next set I'll go for the clubs. And the Spawn of Kotek, the Salamander, which is a must-buy for me. Then Warhammer Horus Heresy. This was actually up for pre-order yesterday. The Librarian console, so if you would like a Librarian in your army, it's a Mark 6. You've got a helmetless option as well, which we'll look at later. Looks fine. It'll go with your Mark 6s at least. The Decurion Sagittar, again, this is, this unit will be featured in the Siege of Cathonia campaign book. Imperial Fist made use of experienced Decurion tank commanders in combat, renowned for their marksmanship. Yeah, they just give him it's a resin upgrade set from Forge World, obviously, and can be fitted on plastic Deimos pattern Predators, Sicarans, or Kratoses. So they're the main tanks you can fit them on. I don't know about Land Raiders or any of those, but it specifically says Predators, Sicarans, and Kratoses. I think it'll look great on all of those, especially the Kratos. Then you've got some Imperial Fist Sons of Horus shoulder pads and torsos made to order. And they will go off sale 8 AM Monday the 5th of June. So you can order them for a little while. Warhammer Plus, you've got Lawmaster's History of the Tyranid Invasions and Black Talon episode 1. That's actually watched for free. Notice how they're doing a few of these episodes watching for free recently. You've got Golden Demon at Warhammer Fest 2023, Commended Entries Part 3. You've got a faction focus for Chaos Knights. A look at the Knight Despoiler and Abominant, and then the Desecrator Laser Destructor, which is an absolute crazy weapon. 72-inch range, strength 18, ballistic skill 2+ now, AP -4 and damage D6 +3. It's crazy. The Warp Strike Claw has these 2 profiles. You go for a strength 20 now. Yeah. Dawnbringer previews. The Free Guild Marshal leads from the front, so this is very, very interesting. Warhammer Age of Sigmar minis here. So much detail on these. So yeah, structure that leads the cities of Sigmar into battle. So I like the customization with those. They're great. Warhammer Old World development diary. Look at the other armies. And then the Rumour engine, this definitely looks Chaos. Don't know whether it's 40k though. I can't think it would be Slaves to Darkness. But yeah, you've got some kind of icon there. Faction focus for Adeptus Custodes. And a look at Trajan Valoris and Laris Terminators, as well as the Great Blade for Sisters of Silence. Painting the Seraphon, how Heavy Metal put the old one's painting plan in action. So a little look at them with glaze. I wish that article was a bit bigger and showed like if it gave it like a set of paints as well to buy at the bottom or something. Warhammer 40k bolt gun is available now. It is. I've played it. I've been playing it. I've been streaming it on the channel. If you want to see some gameplay of me killing chaos and ambles and things like that, then yeah, it's on there. I probably will be continuing with that live stream. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. I think it's fun. It reminds me obviously of Doom, but also Proteus. I played Proteus a fair bit last year on the Xbox. I think it's free on Game Pass, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. And that's kind of like a boomer shooter, a pixel FPS. And yeah, it's good. Don't get me wrong, but there are definitely things that things could be improved on. Swapping weapons, waypoint markers, some kind of experience system, upgrades for weapons, a map, you know, and yeah, I've got a lot of. But the sound is good. It's a satisfying shooter. It's good on the PS5 that I've been playing it on with the controller, with the vibrations and things. There's no haptic feedback, so it's not like you're pushing down the trigger of the heavy bolter and it's resisting against you, and likewise with the plasma. But you can meet the Law Seeker Alarin, daring Lumineth Scholar, Children of Teclis, a novel coming out. Watch for free for Blackstone. Watch for free for the first episode of Black Talon. 40k faction focus for Orcs. A look at Beastnagger Boys and Ghazghkull Thracker. And a weapon spotlight, the Death Cannon. It's only a strength 14, but the Mega Chopper is a strength 24. Is that now the highest strength weapon in the game? It was before, I think. You've got Warhammer events. Catch the first ever live stream games of the new edition of 40k this June, so not too long to wait. You've got Faction Focus 1000 Suns. You've got Skulls Festival of Video Games, and then a look at Titus. So Titus is actually getting his own model. Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure on the pose. I'm just not sure on the pose. That's all. I get it. You know, he's in battle. He's wearing his chainsaw around. But yeah. Then Forge World on the 26th of May. So yesterday, we had a look at the Librarian Console and the Decurion Sagittar, as well as all the shoulder pads and things that are up for on Forge World. You got to look at Vincent Notley's colourful Saurus Coral. So they painted him. So he painted them in all the different colours. Oh, that's nice. See, this is what I was after. I don't think I'll go for Wraithbone colour though. I'm not sure. I might just go for the blue. Green kind of reminds me of Orcs a bit too much. Faction focus of Grey Knights though. A look at a Purgation Squad and the Grandmaster, as well as Purifying Flame. So it's a psychic weapon. Yeah, it's alright, I guess. And then a design article, what went into designing them. And they do look very, very cool. The coolest they've ever looked, I think. So yeah, they are up for pre-order today. That's it for all the news. Let's move on over to Forge World right here and have a look at these new Horus Heresy minis in resin. Right, they're just on the front page. So if we click on new and then go to pre-orders, view all. Now there's a few pre-orders from last weekend, of course, like the Garius and the Despoiler and the Contemptor torsos, but these are the main ones here. So you've got the Imperial Fist Decorian Sagittar, £27.50. I think that's a lot, but when you factor in it's the full weapon as well, and there's a couple of helmet options, it's not too bad. It depends just how much you want one of these, and also, you know, how many do you want? Like, are you going to get a couple? Well, that's it then, isn't it? You know, people might just get one of these, but you've got 7 resin components there, and you've got the Iliastus pattern assault cannon replaces any normal pintle-mounted weapon, so it's mainly for Imperial Fists because they get that Iliastus assault cannon. The Librarian console though, £27.50. Again, this is kind of what we're used to with pricing for Praetors and things. He looks fine. He's got that Force Axe. He's got the helmetless option, which I think a lot of people go for as well. Yeah, he's quite straightforward. I'm not sure about the colours. I get it. You know, he's got a bit of blue and obviously the yellow for the Imperial Fists. He's non-Legion specific. He's got 12 resin components, and yeah, as I say, £27.50. Then you've got all these shoulder pads and things. They are all £15.50. You're getting 10 Mark 4 shoulder pads, 10 Mark 6 shoulder pads for Imperial Fists, 10 Mark 3 shoulder pads for Sons of Horus. You're getting 5 Mark 4 torsos for Sons of Horus, 10 Mark 4 shoulder pads for Sons of Horus, and then, I say 10, you know what I mean, like 5 Sons of Horus Cataphracti shoulder pads. Technically it is 10, but it's for 5 Cataphracti, but enough to kit out a unit with them. And that's it from Forge World, so not a huge amount, definitely not as much as the week before, but, you know, that's what they're offering this week. Now let's move on over to Games Workshop and have a look at all of these dinosaurs. And here we are on Games Workshop's web store. So a lovely looking banner there of all the Seraphon reinforcements. Say reinforcements, this is the new release. This is the day of the pre-orders. I mean, they are up for pre-order today on the 27th. So they will be in stores for the 3rd of June. So if we just click on new and exclusive and we have a look at the pre-orders, and we go high to low and view all. Yeah, there's a little bit of a spillover from last week's pre-orders with the Contemptor Dreadnoughts, but this is the Battle Tome, £55 for this limited edition. Looks like it is, there's 120 pages, it's limited to just 500 individually numbered copies, which is something that you don't really get with the army set. That's not really limited numbered, if that makes sense. This, if you were to pick up this one, this is limited to 500. Obviously, because I've got the army set, I'll tell you, it's a nice book, you know, don't get me wrong. It is lovely. There are still a few older miniatures in there though. Then we've got the Slan Starmaster. So this is where the army set becomes a bit of a bargain, because I think I picked mine up for about just over 100. So this Slan Starmaster himself is £52.50, and obviously if I picked up the army set for 100, then that's kind of like the Starmaster and Raptidon Chargers and kind of half of, you know, one of the the books. So I got the Hunters and the Saurus Warriors for free, and part of the Battle Tome for free. The Vindicator was last weekend. The Raptidon, Chargers and Hunters are the same box set. You can build one or the other. They were also in the army set. The Croxigor War Spawned, and then the Croxigor, again, they're the same set, £37.50 for 3 models, but they are huge. I'm hoping that they do some kind of size comparison here. No, they don't, but they are massive. Then you've got the Agrodon Lancers. It's a shame this isn't a dual part kit. It's a bit, yeah. I think it would have been cool if they did have this as something else, like change their weapons or something. As it stands, though, I'm hoping they have some kind of options in the set, but we'll see. And yeah, they can be yours for £37.50, and then also £37.50 is 10 Horus Warriors. This is where we're at. It all started off with Primaris, 7 years ago or so, and now we're at the stage of 10 minis of kind of most armies is almost £40. Characters now £35 for Horus Scar Veteran on Agrodon. Although that's a very similar price point for this Horus Scar Veteran as the Lumineth Lyrior model that came out 2 years ago. So that hasn't changed too much, and you can expect to pay this kind of money for the sort of characters, kind of dual part. It has a couple of options, as you can see. You know, you've got him with his helmet off. I don't know. I prefer him with this helmet on. Having him kind of screaming, I guess, and the Agrodon itself is a bit too much. Maybe it isn't a bit too much. Maybe it's too little. But anyway, he can be yours for £35. Siege of Chthoniya was last weekend. You've got the Skink Starseer for £35, and then the Spawn of Kotek for £32.50, a fire-breathing salamander, which is excellent. You've also got the standard edition Battle Tome for Seraphon for £32.50, and then the Horus Astrolith Bearer. Now, I have pre-ordered quite a few of these Seraphon, not all of them. I think I've skipped the Astrolith Bearer, the Skink Starseer, and that's it. So just 2. I will pick up those, you know, as the unboxings and reviews continue, probably 2 or 3 weeks after the main release, but you will see them on the channel at some point. And that's it for all of the news and pre-orders today. What do you guys think? Are you picking up anything from Seraphon? I do think they look awesome, and I can't wait to show you them and also go through the painting of them and things over the summer, the start of the summer, before we hit that 10th edition. 10th edition, I won't really be doing much painting. If I'm going to do any painting for 10th edition, it'll be Tyranids, going through my sort of snowy colour scheme. So the majority of painting you'll see will be of these Seraphon. Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.